and welcome to This Thing Called Life, a podcast dedicated to sharing stories of giving, kindness, compassion, and humanity. Your host, Andy Johnson, will guide you through powerful stories of organ, tissue, and eye donation from individuals, families, and healthcare teams whose experiences will inspire you. Every act of giving, no matter how small, has the potential to change a life. We're so glad you're here. Now, let's dive into the show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to This Thing Called Life. I'm your host, Andy Johnson. I'm so glad that you could tune in and be with us today. My guest has a beautiful story. She received a special gift at 7 months old, and so she's going to share her story and connection and just really how she's turned this into purpose. And so, with that, I would love to welcome Haley Williamson to the show. Hello, Haley.
Hi, Andy.
Hi. So good to see you.
So good to see you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining. I think you have it's an inspirational story, and just I can't imagine, like, you're 7 months old. Obviously, you don't remember any of this, but 7 months old, you received the gift of a liver transplant.
Yes. So I was diagnosed the day after I was born with biliary atresia. So the bile duct in my liver just didn't form correctly. I was jaundiced when I was born. I have an older sister. She was jaundiced when she was born, just due to blood type incompatibility. So my parents were expecting the same thing for me, and then quickly found out that that was not the case.
Wow. I can't imagine how stressful that had to be for your parents.
Definitely.
Oh my goodness. So you were born with this disease and transplanted at 7 months. And you are from Pikeville, Kentucky.
Yes.
Yes, I can hear a little accent there. But you were transplanted in Nebraska.
Yes. So after my family was told that I would have to have a liver transplant, they also were told that they had the option of doing a living donation. So either of my parents could donate part of their liver to me, as well as me being listed and hoping for a potential donor. And so at the time, the University of Nebraska Medical Center had the highest success rate with the living donation. And so once my mom heard that, she's like, we're going, I'll go anywhere. And actually, I think it is really a testament to how much medicine has improved since then, because nowhere near us was even like an option. And now we have a ton of transplant centers near us.
Right.
So that's great. But yeah, we went to Nebraska because the plan was for my mom to be my donor. And then I was also listed on Nebraska's list when we were out there. And then it just so happened to work out. My mom had been approved to be my donor. She was tested. Everything was ready to go. And then the night before the surgery, they actually got a call that there was a donor. So another baby had passed away in a way that she was able to be a donor. It was a perfect match. So after my mom went through all that, she didn't have to go through the surgery. She got to be there for me. And then I had another perfect match waiting for me.
Oh my goodness. That's so beautiful.
Yes.
Wow. So you are 27 now.
Yes.
And so you have been living life with this gift of a new liver. And so what has life been like for you as you've grown up? And
Yeah. I've been very fortunate. I have done very well. I've never had any complications. I've lived a very normal life. I honestly don't think about it most of the time unless it comes up, and then I'm able to share my story with people. But I know that's not the norm for everyone. So I hope, if nothing else, I can be a voice of hope for people that are awaiting a transplant, or their child's going through something, that there is good on the horizon and you can live a normal life after transplant.
And I think that's such a great point. Sometimes I think people think that you received, an organ transplant, and it's like this linear, like, oh, then everything changes and you're healthy. But in your case, you've done exceptionally well. But in other cases, there's a very long recovery process, and there can be complications, and it's not just like this automatic, um, you know, it's fixed everything and you're feeling better. Now, are you currently on medications?
Yes, so I'm on a really small dose. I take
Yep.
it twice a day. It's considered a child's dose. That's what I've been on my entire life. At one time, my doctor that saw me starting at 6 weeks old until I turned 18 told me he would consider taking me off medicine. And then, of course, I graduated out from seeing him right after that. So no follow-up on that.
Right.
But just for that to even be an option, I feel like is a testament to how well I've done. And so that's been encouraging for me, too.
Yes. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I look at you and you just like you're this beautiful, like just glowing and you're just an awesome human all around. I always appreciate being able to be in a space with you. So talk about your transition. It's like I feel like you really are kind of living your purpose and kind of giving back, if you will. You now are working at Network for Hope, and you are working in community relations. Talk about what motivated you to want to come into a role like that.
Definitely. So I always knew I wanted to be involved in healthcare in some way. I was in that environment my entire life. It's where I'm comfortable, and I know that's not the case for everyone. So I knew I wanted to do something with that, and I tried a few different paths. And my previous path was working at Kentucky Children's Hospital, and I loved that. I felt like I could relate to the patients there and what their families were going through. I was involved with child life, which was a huge part of my transplant journey. I still have things today that I was given in child life from University of Nebraska.
So what is that? Talk about that.
So child life is a program that they have in hospitals for kids.
Okay.
It's to help improve morale, but also help things not seem so scary.
Sure.
So one thing that I have is called like the ABCs of your liver, and it looks like a game of operation, but it helps explain like what's going on with your liver.
Oh, wow.
And it breaks it down to a child level. And other examples are like putting a baby doll through an MRI, so kids know what to expect. They see that their doll's going through it, so it's not that scary. And so I'm like, I really like this. I enjoy being in this environment. And I interned with Network for Hope in college when it was still Kentucky Organ Donor Affiliates. And I interned with community education in Pikeville with Lawrence Hallier. And we had the best time. We were in the hospitals. We were out at health fairs. And I really enjoyed that. And so I had stayed in touch with them while I was doing my work at UK. And then the opportunity presented itself to do community education in Lexington. And I jumped at the chance. Because I remember how much fun it was as an intern, but also I'm like, I love how fulfilled I feel working like with the Children's Hospital. Imagine what it would be like to work even more directly to what have experienced.
Right.
And so that's what I really enjoy most about working in community education now is getting to share my story, but also seeing how many people have a connection to donation. When I've done presentations in schools, I'm talking to freshmen in high school, and if I ask them, like, how many of you know someone that's had a transplant? Everyone knows someone, and it's so much more
Wow.
common than we think.
That's so true. That's so true. What do you enjoy most about your job?
I love getting to really break down organ donation to people. I've experienced a lot of hesitancy from people just in my day-to-day life. And so it can be scary going in to talk to people and thinking they're automatically going to say, no, I'm not interested.
Right.
But as soon as you explain things to people, they're like, oh, this is like, I had no idea this is what was really going on. This has always seemed so scary to me. And also getting to share my story so people know that it's not always a scary thing. Like you're helping give life to people.
Right.
So that's helps keep me motivated for sure.
That's awesome. So you're growing up. You receive this gift at such a young age. You don't have any recollection of it. But did you ever feel different, like growing up, like there's something different about me? I have this gift. What was that like? Or Talk about that.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think like body image is one thing that has been difficult for sure. My scar did not stay the same size it was when I was a baby. It has stretched with me. It goes
Wow.
all the way across my stomach. And it's been
That
like
had
that.
to be hard.
Yes, it's been like that my whole life. So, especially like like in elementary school for sure. Other kids don't understand.
Right.
So they're like, "Why does she have a scar?" So having to explain that as a young age, and also just looking different my whole life. I'm able to live a normal life,
Right.
but there's a few things like I can't drink alcohol.
Right.
You know, that comes up when you're in college.
Oh, yes.
So just like I'm always having to explain this very intimate part of myself to people. Like I can't just say, "Oh, I'm not drinking." You have to say, "Oh, I can't drink because I had a liver transplant." So like it's
Wow.
always a discussion, but yeah, definitely just I feel like I look different. Like picking out bathing suits was
I
always
was
a
gonna
challenge.
say, and as
Yes.
as young women, as you're, growing up, like the body image thing is so
Yes.
hard. And I think we judge ourselves harshly anyway, but then to kind of have that extra, I don't know, kind of feeling exposed maybe in a way where it's
Yes.
not necessarily wanting to be, that had to be tough to navigate.
Right. And I also look at it as like I'm fortunate that that was really all I had to worry about. Like I
Yeah.
am healthy otherwise, but it's definitely like that was a challenge for sure that I don't want to lie about.
Oh,
Yeah.
I appreciate you saying that because
Mm-hmm.
I think that you make a great point, and I think that a lot of our people who are watching can, understand and empathize with you because they've been through that. That's
Mm-hmm.
tough. Was your mom like? I get this sense that you and your mom are close. Like,
Mm-hmm.
was she like a big support for you as you were navigating that and just kind of maybe feeling different in a way? I like to
Yeah.
say you were unique, you're
Thank
special.
you.
But
Yes. Oh, yeah, for sure. Because
yeah,
anytime I was like, I hate the way my scar looks, she's like, this is a reminder of like you were given new life. Like,
yeah,
be thankful for that. It wasn't ever dismissive. Like,
right.
she understood. Like, that was a challenge for me. But like, if we were picking out bathing suits, we would always somehow find like a one piece that had a cutout exactly like where my scar was. And now like that's a running joke in our family that my mom is like, someone that had a liver transplant has started designing bathing suits. So like it's definitely gotten better now. But yeah, she was like, if I wasn't comfortable wearing something, then she was helping me find something else, so that I still felt as normal as possible.
That's great. And then I think about just the level of maturity that you've had because being in situations like in college and and there's all not peer pressure, but everybody's doing, they're drinking or whatever. And for you to have the discipline to say, yep, not doing that. That says something. Like, you should really be proud of yourself. I feel
Thanks.
like you're wise beyond your years. So you have a unique story, if you will, in that your mom was going to be your living donor. You were also listed and ended up being transplanted through deceased donation. But what did that mean to you, knowing that your mom was willing to do that for her daughter?
Yeah, I can't imagine being in that situation. It's hard to really even grapple with since I don't have kids of my own. I really can't imagine being in that situation, but I'm very thankful for that sacrifice. She's told me before that she told the doctor, she's like, you can literally cut my arm off. If that will save my child, like, I'll do whatever.
That's great.
And like my dad was tested as well. My mom mentioned like my aunt and uncle were considered because they had the same blood type as me. Like it was a whole family affair.
Wow.
My grandparents came to Nebraska to stay with my sister and also be there for us. So my whole family has always been involved. But yeah, to know that my mom was willing to do that I just don't even have the words for that. I'm very thankful that she was willing to sacrifice that for me.
Yes, absolutely. Have you been able to like mentor or help others going through similar situations like needing liver transplants, or have you ever helped guide people or talk to them, encourage them?
That was an opportunity that I had when I interned
Okay.
previously. So part of my role was going out to our community people that had either reached out to us or we somehow knew that they were waiting for a transplant or had just received one. And it was a lot of adults, so I didn't even really feel like a mentor, but
Okay.
people would come to me and be like, we're waiting on a liver, we're waiting on a kidney, and just getting, like, they would ask me, like, what my experience had been like. And even though I was like, oh, I'm young, like, I can't help them any, it's still, I was able to at least share encouragement, but also
Yes.
just help provide insight. When people are in that situation, they're just like desperate for anyone that understands.
They want to, yeah, they want to connect with someone, who's been
Yes.
through the journey. And I think that in itself really just helps people feel like just have some assurance, because it's a scary process that they don't know.
Right.
So to be able to do that, again, you're wise beyond your years, but to be able to help people in that way, I think that's amazing. It's like it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
I love that. So what do you like to do for fun?
Well, I'm a huge concert fanatic. I'm always
Nice.
on the road going to a concert.
Nice.
I recently started playing tennis. That's
You
another.
just picked up tennis?
Yes, last year.
Just because?
Yes. So I had to work the Lexington Open in my previous role and loved it. And I noticed everyone was tall. And I played sports my whole life. So that's another thing that I was able to do.
Really?
Yes.
And basketball?
No. See, everyone was like basketball or volleyball. I didn't like either one.
Really?
Yes, I did soccer and dance were my favorite.
Wow.
So I show up to tennis and I'm like, all these people are tall. No one ever told me I could do that. So yeah, I just started playing tennis. Love it.
It's so much fun.
So much fun. And then I just recently have tried pickleball because I heard there's some transferable skills there.
Yes.
So I like to do that fun as well.
You'd be great at pickleball because you're so tall.
Yes.
Like you just command that net.
Right. Well, that's what I heard about tennis too. And
Yep.
I was not great at tennis, but I love it. It's so much fun.
It
But
is
I'm,
fun.
much better at pickleball.
Yeah. You know, what I just in sitting here and talking with you, you are such a great representation of the power of transplant and donation and organ donation, because you're just talking about all these things that you're able to do and you're so active. And I just, I love when people are able to hear stories like yours to really understand the impact and the ripple effect that organ transplant truly does have. So all of this was made possible by another family that said yes.
Right.
What does that mean to you? How does that make you feel?
Yeah, that's unreal to me thinking about that sacrifice. My mom and the donor mom exchanged letters, and my mom was like, it took me months to even
Yeah.
figure out what to write down because it was just, how do you even begin to thank someone like that?
Right.
And that's something that I think about all the time, was someone in their hardest moment decided to help out our family that was also suffering as well. And so when I hear people that are like, oh, I love to hear that about you, but like I could never do that, I think that's really like disheartening to hear. And that's why
Right.
I'm so adamant about sharing my story, is because I want people to know that like this is the opportunity you have to save someone else's family. So I wish people would be more willing to know that the difference that they're making. And so,
Right.
I hope people can learn from my story that this is
Yeah.
what's possible if you choose to give the gift of life.
Right. You really are just a shining example of what that is. And I have to imagine that your mom is so incredibly proud of you.
Thank you. I hope so.
I believe that. I mean, I don't know, just to be able to like kind of take this experience and turn it into a positive, to be able to educate people about the process, and just being so open to really just sharing your journey. And I think that that's going to resonate with people, even the people who may not be in favor of donation or not understand it. I think that's how you kind of break down those walls, and really when people can see someone who is alive today because someone said yes, and just doing so well. I just think that's inspiring.
Thank you.
So what would you say? So you do a lot of outreach and education. What would you say to someone who is just, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'd never register to be a donor. What would you say to them?
Well, I would hope to have the opportunity to show them, explain the facts to them. I think one thing that makes people hesitant is they think no matter how they pass away, they're going to be an organ donor, just like there's no choice in the matter at all.
Right.
And it's actually super rare to even be given that opportunity.
Right.
And I think people should look at it as an honor of like, you're given this very rare opportunity to help someone else.
It is an honor,
Yes.
and it's a legacy. You're leaving a legacy.
Right.
That's how I view it.
Yes, and that's something that when I was talking to Denisha when I first started this role, I was like, how do you, like when people tell you to your face, like, oh, I can never, how do you like recover from that? And that's what she told me, and that's helped me a lot, is like people should look at it as a legacy of like you've lost your loved one in this horrible moment, but you have the opportunity for their legacy to live on. So I think that's also could be inspiring for people as well to know that this wasn't a horrible situation that happened to them and then their loved one was an organ donor, but like this
Right.
is something horrible that happened to you all, and then they got the opportunity for something positive to happen.
Right. That's awesome. Haley, you are you're just a bright, shining star.
Thank
I'm
you.
so excited that you're part of Network for Hope and just part of sharing the mission and just sharing the impact. And I think every time you get up every day and go out and do this work, like that's what you represent. So you said you like concerts. What's been your favorite concert?
Oh my gosh. Well, I got to see One Direction in their prime 3 times.
One Direction.
Yes. But I would say the Eras tour.
So you went?
I got tickets in the original Ticketmaster battle. Yes.
Ticketmasters, they're taking.
Oh, it was awful.
They're taking hits here lately too.
Yes,
All the price gouging and stuff.
But not only was that just like a huge accomplishment to get tickets, it was Phoebe Bridgers opened, which is my favorite artist. She brought out her band that she does on the side. It was like I could not have asked for any better.
Wow.
So I would say that's probably my favorite.
Okay.
Yes.
What's your favorite Taylor Swift song?
I would say probably All Too Well 10-minute version.
All Too Well 10 Minutes.
Yes, when she re-released her Red album, she released tracks that had never been released, and it was a 10-minute version of a song she'd already released.
Okay.
And it somehow managed to be even better than the first time.
So do you consider yourself a Swiftie?
Yes, my sister has me beat. She's liked her since before people even knew who she was.
Yeah.
And so she would probably die to hear me say that I am because of how much more she is, but definitely.
Like you're not a real Swiftie.
Right. Yeah.
I kind of got on the Taylor Swift train with this last album.
Yeah.
And I like that Ophelia song.
Yes,
It's
that
just
is
got a
good.
good beat. I
Yeah.
love it. I could talk about music for hours.
Me
though.
too.
So the other thing I'm excited about is, again, you being from Pikeville, we have Hillbilly Days coming up. Can you talk about that?
Yes. So Hillbilly Days, if people have not heard of it, is a huge festival that was started to benefit Shriners Children's Hospital. And one of my best friends, her grandfather, started it. And it's so much fun. Like, we always got out of school for it when I was in Pikeville. It's a huge deal. There's a concert at the end, carnival, games, food. It's wonderful.
So
But
like fried Twinkie
yes,
type of
there's
food.
one trailer that's all deep fried, Pop-Tarts, Oreos, butter, whatever that means. So it's a huge crowd. So also we're given the opportunity to set up a table there, and we have a huge audience while we're there. So I got to do that once before as an intern and loved it, and it's a great crowd. So I'm excited to go back.
Wow. How often do you get to go back to Pikeville?
I've gone to Hillbilly Days every year.
Okay.
I've never
Like that, I'm
missed.
going, right?
Even in college, I was like, sorry,
Gotta go
missing
back.
class. Yes. I get to go home occasionally. I still have some family there.
Okay.
But Hillbilly Days, I always make sure I get to go for that.
I love that. And that is April 16th through 18th?
Yes.
All right. Pikeville, Kentucky. You got to come join us.
Yes.
Well, Haley, I appreciate you sitting down with me. This has been really fun. And just appreciate everything that you do and appreciate you being a voice of hope. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So thank you all for tuning in today. This was a great conversation with a very special young lady who's truly making a difference. You can make a difference. You can register to be an organ donor today if you visit registerme.org. Also, educate yourself. Learn more about the donation process. And if you visit networkforhope.org, there is just a plethora of information to really understand the impact that donation has on individuals, families, and communities. Today, 13 people will pass away because the call did not come in time and they were not able to be saved. And so that's why this is so important. There are more than 100,000 people waiting for that life-saving gift. You can be that difference. So I just appreciate you listening and just want to say, please be kind to yourself and to others. Take care.
Thank you for tuning in to This Thing Called Life. Remember, every act of giving, no matter how small, has the potential to change a life. Be sure to subscribe on iTunes or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts so you never miss a new episode. We'd truly appreciate it if you could share, like, or leave us a review to help us grow.